The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue ribs and many local favorites on Warrior Drive. Locally operated by Anne-Marie Brents and the Lanning family. I'm Danny Brewer. Welcome back. Now we're joined by Siegel boys basketball coach Matt Rigsby. Coach Rigsby, how are you this morning?
I'm fine. Good morning, Danny. How are you, sir?
Good. You know, I say that, it seems like I say this every week, but man, it's a fantastic time of year, is it not? I mean, I know the district season came to a close last night, which we'll talk about in a minute, but you know, we got hopefully spring is on the way. We hope. I don't know. You think the groundhog was right? He said 6 more weeks of winter.
Groundhog, he might get it right. He might get it wrong. Who knows? What I do know is I'm a baseball nerd, so it's almost baseball season.
There you go. Yeah, and you're right about that because the thing about spring training, pitchers already reported for the major leagues.
Pitchers and catchers, yep.
Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, it's time to get that stuff on. So okay, well, let's talk a little bit about Siegel basketball because that's what we're here for. The week that was. Tell me a little bit about what happened this week in Siegel Stars basketball world.
We had Warren County Tuesday for senior night, and then got a big win. They are a solid team. They had already secured their district title, regular season title. Got to honor our seniors, Matthew Rice and Carter Webb. Great night, great crowd. And then on the road last night, took a hit at Blackman to end up the regular season.
Okay, so where did y'all finish? Did y'all finish second in the district?
We ended up third. We ended up third. We could, going into last night, if we handled our own business and beat Blackman, that would have secured us the 3 spot. If not, we needed Rockville to beat Riverdale, which that did happen. So that kept us out of the 4-5 playing game. So we finished third.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so when we talk about the seniors, let's talk about them for just a minute. You know, Carter Webb, that kid has been something for Siegel Stars basketball.
I made the comment to my wife that night. I had a team when I was at Cannon County, 2015. I had 7 seniors. We won 28 games that year, made it to the sub-state, game away from the state tournament, whatever. Phenomenal group of kids, still love them to this day, still speak to a lot of them. But I made the comment to my wife that night, this has got to be my favorite senior class. And coaches can tell you they don't have favorites. They've got favorites. They're lying. This is my favorite senior class, and to a T, I'll tell you why. And there's just 2 of them. But Carter Webb, best basketball player I've ever coached. Matthew Rice, the best personality of a young man I've ever coached. So, I can't talk enough about Matthew Rice and Carter Webb and what they've done for 4 years of Siegel High School basketball program. And the future's going to be bright for both of them. I can guarantee you that.
So, Webb, I want to kind of focus on him a little bit more. I think he was district player of the year the last 2 years.
Correct.
So when you talk about the weight that carries, you know, I mean, it's hard to understand that gravity, but when you've got a target on your back. And so talk about how he's handled that during his senior year.
He gets everybody's best. He gets everybody's best defender. He gets everybody's best defensive looks differently thrown at him. You know, they'll run and jump him to get the ball out of his hands at the timeline. You know, they'll trap him off ball screens or dribble handoffs. But he relishes in that. You know, bring it on. I'm still going to play. I'm still going to play my game. I'm still going to make sure my teammates are involved. And he's a 3-level scorer. He is. Fun fact about him: he is now 98 points away from Siegel's all-time leading scorer.
Wow.
Career-wise, yes. Beyond impressive.
Who is Siegel's all-time leading scorer?
No surprise, Jimmy Oden.
Oh, yeah. That's from way back, from way back. You know, because that's the thing about Siegel basketball. For those who don't understand, it's got a very decorated past. Because, I mean, when Chris Harris was there way back when the Siegel Stars first came to being, man, they had outstanding. I think they maybe went to the state tournament like 3 out of the first 4 years of school was open or something like that.
It was incredible.
Yeah, incredible. And then there's been some other pretty good. I know the 3,000-point scorers that there was there a couple years ago when you were on staff and everything like that. So there's been lots and lots of good basketball players come through there.
Correct. And, I misspoke, Danny. 98 was going into last night. I've not seen the scoring from last night. Now, he didn't have a ton last night, but I would have to add that to his 98. So he's closer than 98, to be honest with you.
So if he can have a couple of good games and y'all can have do the things that you want to do, he can have a legitimate shot at getting this.
We're going to need a deeper run, let's be honest. But I mean, he had 29 at Rockville the other night, so he could have back-to-back 29 games. And boom, that's a big chunk.
Oh yeah, because you're talking 60 points right there.
Correct.
And if he had, what did he have last night? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, like I said, I can't add to that 98 total yet because I've not seen the reports back and of what he did have last night.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about last night. I know it was at Blackman, and it was maybe not the way you wanted to wind up necessarily, but going into the tournament, did that prepare you at all with going to – because Blackman is top dog in the district.
100%, and everybody knew that going in, and so nothing but absolute respect to them. I mean, talented, well-coached, of course, and we played well for a half. We were down 4 at the half, and then we got cold, and they got on fire in the third quarter. And, I mean, that 4, it ballooned quickly, and it got out of hand real quick. And credit them for hitting shots. Again, I'm not seeing the reports yet to see what they shot from the field, but I know it was fantastic. It had to be. But we got kind of out of sorts defensively. We weren't doing the things we were doing in the first half, and we lost some shooters. Braden Flowers, he's one of the best shooters in the county, in the mid-state. I don't know. He's just a knockdown kid. And we lost him early in the third quarter, and he got going. So, there's things that we could do to knock that point differential down defensively. I know that for sure, if we're fortunate enough to get another time to play them.
Well, and if things go the way I think they will, I think you maybe have another shot at them. But you were missing one of your key pieces last night, so talk a little bit about, I think Lyles was out last night?
Yeah, Dorian Lyles is out, and with a concussion, which is obviously something you don't treat lightly. We want that young man healthy, and so he got a concussion at Rockville last Friday. So we're talking about 8 days ago. Middle of the second quarter, just a basketball play. It was nothing malicious about it. He just gets pushed in the back, bangs into another kid's knee, then hits the floor, concussion. There you go, middle of the second quarter. So we've been without him for a week now, second half of the Rockville game, and then the Warren County game, and then last night. So, but hopefully we can get him back healthy. Taking our time with him, of course. Again, concussions aren't something you rush by no means.
Right, and what class is he?
He's a junior.
He's a junior. And he's been lighting it up pretty good, hasn't he?
He has. District play this year, he's led us in scoring, if I'm not mistaken. He's had a couple 20-point district games. And so, yeah, he's a key piece. We got to get back on the floor, for sure, of course.
So, Coach, you're a veteran. You know how this works. We're going to talk a little bit about horse racing in relationship to what we got going on here. Today is the Risen Star Stakes at Fairgrounds, big Kentucky Derby prep. There's a horse in there trained by Wayne Catalano, built. All right, he's built, and he's been built for speed because he's 4 starts, 2 wins, a second and a third, so he's been in the money every time. Is your team built for the postseason? Because there are certain teams that are built for the postseason and certain teams are not. You think you're built for the postseason?
When we get Lyles back, I could answer your question and say yes, because Lyles and Webb, you can't be successful in the postseason without solid guard play. So, give me Dorian Lyles, give me my team full strength with Lyles back on the floor. Yeah, we're built for postseason. We just still struggle with the inconsistency, especially shooting the basketball. We go to Rockville last week and shoot 3 of 21 from 3. Prior to that, we hit 7 against Oakland. And then piggyback that 3 of 21 against Rockville against Warren County Tuesday, and we hit 9. It's nerve-wracking. It's very, our inconsistency is something that we've really tried to focus on, and we're just still not there yet, to be honest with you, going into the postseason.
Well, Coach, I think you're 100% accurate when you say guard play is the key, because that is the key, because you got to be able to handle the ball, especially at any level, but especially at the high school level. If you have good guard play, then you can pretty much hang with anybody.
Absolutely, and we focus a lot on Lyles, as we should. He's a key piece, but Kel Martin, Damon Goring, they've stepped up and helped tremendously, and they've played solid for the majority of the time. And you're talking about a freshman, first year varsity experience. You're talking about a junior who didn't see much floor time last year, who's just now truly getting his taste of varsity experience also. But they've handled themselves well, and, injuries happen. Lyles goes down. Those two definitely come to mind who have stepped up.
So when you talk about just two seniors, I mean, I know maybe it's not always what you want going into the postseason is, we don't have a veteran squad, but maybe that's good news for Siegel that you've got a younger squad.
Oh, absolutely. And again, Messiah Powell, I throw him in there, a sophomore who's starting to get some valuable minutes. And so, going forward, we've still got pieces. Losing Webb and losing Rice, they're going to hurt. There's no doubt about it. But, everybody has turnover. Everybody graduates guys, but no, the future's still bright for sure.
I think that's kind of the beauty of high school basketball is there's always turnover. I mean, it's bad news, good news, right?
Yeah, I mean, you take a Lawson Lee who didn't really see the floor much last year, and the summer he had and how he's worked so hard in the weight room and through AAU on the floor this summer, and look what he's doing for us. In my opinion, he's an all-district player right now. If he has a progressive summer the way he did last summer, sky's the limit for that young man and what he can do for us next year.
That's very exciting. Now, when will y'all play next, Coach?
We have the 2-3 seed game. We've got Rockville Thursday night.
And is that at Rockville?
Rockville is hosting, yes, sir.
Okay. So I guess that's kind of a good news, bad news thing is, I mean, obviously you go in there. Al McGuire years ago, I've told the story many times, he said the greatest thrill in coaching for him was winning on the road. Mm-hmm. So in essence, even though it's a district tournament game, it's still a road game for you and a home game for them. So a little extra motivation to go in there and knock those guys off on their home floor?
Yeah, sure. But, I mean, it's tournament time. If my guys aren't motivated by now, there's nothing I can do. Again, this is, proverbial, it's a tournament sport. And my guys, they are motivated. They want to go in here and try to win this tournament. I guarantee you that. It won't be easy. Rockville's beyond a quality team on their home floor. Don't get me wrong. But my guys, motivation will not be an issue.
Well, it's about finding the right formula. And, Coach, I think that, you were a pretty good chemist back in high school, right?
We'll see. No. Science was not my strong suit. I can tell you that, Danny.
Well, I think you can get your elemental chart out and kind of do some mathematical formulating, and I got confidence in you. Matt Rigsby, head basketball coach, that is. He could probably coach football if he wanted to, too. But head basketball coach at Siegel High School. Appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck.
Danny, thank you, sir.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by the Law Offices of John Day, providing superior legal representation to injury victims and their families. Find out more at johndaylegal.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890